In nature, wolves rarely survive alone. A lone wolf is usually one of two things: either rejected by the pack or too dangerous to remain inside it. And humans are no different. The world fears lonely men because silence creates dangerous minds. Some people become lonely because they are broken. Others become lonely because they finally understand people. The lone wolf was never weak. He just stopped needing the pack. Nobody becomes a lone wolf overnight. It begins slowly, quietly. A betrayal here, a disappointment there, fake friendships, temporary loyalty, conversations that sound real but feel empty. And eventually, something inside a person changes. In wolf psychology, when a wolf becomes separated from its pack, its instincts sharpen. Survival mode activates. It learns to trust nothing except its own senses. Humans go through the same transformation. The moment you realize most people only love convenience, silence becomes safer than attachment. Pain changes people. But for the lone wolf, pain becomes evolution. Wolves communicate less than people think. In dangerous environments, silence keeps them alive. And lone wolves are the same. They talk less because they observe more. They understand something most people never learn. The more you reveal, the more predictable you become. So instead of speaking, they study people. Energy shifts, fake smiles, hidden disrespect disguised as jokes. Silence sharpened their instincts. Survival trained them to detect danger before it arrives. And pain taught them emotional control. A wounded wolf does not stop moving just because it is bleeding. Neither does the lone wolf. Their emotions still exist. They just stopped giving them public access. That's why they look calm, even when chaos exists inside them. But the most dangerous thing about loneliness is that eventually it becomes peaceful. After enough betrayal, peace feels suspicious. That's why lone wolves disappear for weeks, not because they hate people, but because solitude recharges them. In isolation, they hear themselves clearly for the first time. And while others seek attention, validation, approval, the lone wolf builds quietly. No applause, no audience, just obsession. Wolves hunt best in darkness, and some humans do too. But solitude has a dark side nobody talks about. A wolf separated from the pack for too long becomes aggressive, emotionally detached, unpredictable. Humans are the same. When someone survives alone for too long, they stop asking for help. They stop trusting people completely. Vulnerability begins to feel dangerous. Attachment starts feeling temporary. And eventually, they become emotionally unreachable. People admire their strength without understanding the damage that created it. Society fears people who can survive alone because independent minds are difficult to control. A lone wolf doesn't follow crowds, doesn't beg for approval, doesn't panic when left alone. That kind of person becomes unpredictable, and unpredictable people are dangerous to systems built on conformity. But eventually, the strongest lone wolves learn something important. Healing does not mean returning to the crowd. It means finding people who don't drain your peace. The goal was never isolation. The goal was becoming someone who no longer fears being alone, because the final form of the lone wolf is not anger. It is peace. A calm mind, a disciplined soul, a person who walked through loneliness and came back understanding themselves completely. And maybe that's why the world fears the lone wolf so much. Because a person who is comfortable alone becomes impossible to control.